I'm Princess Micaela D. Abaro.
I am Charisolida.
I am Ramel S. Berbanyo.
So I am King James Estella, and we are the Group 1.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Today we'll be discussing the 19th century of the Philippines in Spanish colonial period. 19th century was called the Age of Enlightenment, but for the Filipinos, it is one of the darkest part of our past. Spaniards ruled the Philippines and oppressed Filipinos for a long time. We've been under extreme privation and sufferings. There's injustice, social and racial discrimination, abusive economic system, cruel way of church, and government corruption. They see Filipinos, especially those who are in the bottom of their so-called social hierarchy, slaves and fools. No rights to own land, no rights to speak, and no rights for education. Large amount of taxes are being collected and reforms promised to the Filipino people isn't met.
Objectives. By the end of this discussion, we'll have a better understanding of our fellow Filipino social structures, political systems, and the sources of abuses in the administrative system and educational systems during the 19th century. Now, we will discuss first the social structure. The Filipinos in the 19th century had suffered from feudalistic and master-slave relationship by the Spaniards. Their social structure is ranked into three groups: the highest class, middle class, and lowest class. Highest class, the people that belong in this class include the Spaniards, Peninsulares, and the friars. They have the power and authority to rule over the Filipinos. In this class, they enjoy their positions and do what they want. Peninsulares are the Spaniards who were born in Spain, and friars are members of any certain religious orders of men. Next, middle class. The people that belongs into this class includes the natives, mestizos, and the criollos. Natives and mestizos are the Filipinos of mixed indigenous Filipino or European or Chinese ancestry. Criollos were people of Spanish descent who were born in Mexico. And last, lower class. This class includes Filipinos only, and these are the poor people having pure blood Filipino, which ruled by the Spaniards.
Political system and the sources of abuses in the administrative system. The Spaniards ruled the Filipino in the 19th century. The Filipino became the Spaniard's slave. The Spaniards claimed their taxes and they work under the power of the Spaniards. My explanation is, during the 19th century, Spaniards colonized the Filipino people and made them slaves. They also claimed their taxes and let them work under them. They took advantage of their power and let the Filipinos suffer. There was the appointment of official with emperor, qualification without dedication, of duty and moral strength, to resist corruption for material advancement. Through the power and authority the Spaniards possessed, they collected and wasted money of the Filipinos. Personal interests over welfare of the state. They were corrupt during the 19th century, and the alcaldes and alcalde is considered as the most corrupt over the other corrupts. The alcaldes and alcalde includes administrator, judges, and military commands. My explanation is, during the 19th century, the rules of state were extremely greedy because they are the holders of the law in which we Filipino must obey the Spaniards.
Good day, everyone. I'm going to report about the problem faced by the Filipino during 19th century, specifically on the educational system. So first, obsolete teaching method. This means the way of teaching is far beyond to the present. In the other word, it is outdated in an inappropriate for the learners. So second, poor classroom facilities. Facilities before can affect to the learning of the student. They are not receiving the rights of having sufficiently available and well-maintained school. So next, absence of teaching materials. Schools have not enough or no teaching materials. They only use improvised materials. So next, primary education was neglected. They did not give any attention or value to the pupils from grade 1 to grade 3. And lastly, prejudice against Filipino in the school of higher learning. Spaniard show no justice because not everybody given the opportunity to learn.
That's how cruel the Spanish government is during the 19th century. That's how helpless Filipino people is during their reign. 19th century is the sickening phase of our colorful past. The past we shouldn't bury and forget because although it's painful to recall these times, it is also the part of the history that reminds us how Rizal other propagandists and heroes fought hard to get back our freedom, to get back our rights as Filipino people, to get back our peace, and to get back the land that is rightfully ours. This is the time where true sense of nationalism arise. 19th century is the time that Rizal showed us that knowledge and mind is one great weapon that if properly used, the pen is really mightier than any sword in this world. So Rizal telling us that the mind and the pen is really mightier than any sword in the world if it's properly used. So Rizal helped our propagandists and heroes during these times through writing his feelings and ideas, and also his experience. So that's how Rizal helped our propagandists and heroes during 19th century and during the war. And that's all.